Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Google Classroom workshop, where we explore how ChatGPT-4, a cutting-edge AI tool, can revolutionize your writing process. This is Lesson 1.2 in the Best Global AI course, Enhancing Creative Writing with ChatGPT-4. Whether you're weaving complex fictional universes or penning insightful nonfiction articles, today you'll learn how to leverage AI to enhance your creativity and productivity. Let's get started. Explore brainstorming with ChatGPT-4. It's a creative partner. Fiction focus. Writing sci-fi? Need a setting and protagonist? Ask ChatGPT-4. Create a sci-fi setting with interstellar travel and a retired space engineer protagonist. It offers a universe with intrigue and advanced tech. ChatGPT-4 enriches the story with conflicts and character traits. Setting: the Starlight Frontier. Year 2462, in a future with wormhole travel. The Starlight Union connects star systems, forming a civilization. Location: Cygna 6 on Union's Edge. It's known as the Starlight Frontier, filled with asteroid fields, alien ruins, and derelict ships. Discovered by explorers, it holds resource potential and Velian Empire remnants. Protagonist: Captain Ezra Wolf, late 50s, retired space engineer. A legend in his field, he helped create the wormhole drive. Now, he lives on a cargo ship, the Wanderer, avoiding politics. Current context: Ezra gets a message. A Velian megastructure is found in Cygna 6. The Union wants its tech, but Ezra senses danger. The Velian Nexus's energy could destabilize the wormhole network. Ezra must use his skills and ship to navigate asteroids, evade factions, and uncover secrets. He reunites with crew, faces rivals, and reflects on sacrifices. Tech and themes: wormhole travel, volatile and risky, especially in the frontier. Velian technology, a threat and opportunity, raising ethical questions. Spacecraft: the Wanderer mirrors Ezra, old but reliable. Frontier life, lawless with corporations and pirates. Ezra must survive. A tale of exploration, mystery, and redemption, starring a retired engineer. Nonfiction focus. For a digital privacy article, ask ChatGPT-4. Outline an article on digital privacy today. It provides a detailed structure with introductions, key points, and a conclusion. Outline for article: Digital Privacy in the Modern Age. Introduction: Overview of digital privacy's importance. Define digital privacy's relevance today. Mention concerns like data breaches and surveillance. Introduce themes: data collection, privacy rights, regulation, responsibility. 1. Evolving digital landscape. Technology's role: social media, IoT, AI increased data collection. Connected devices. Phones and wearables collect and share data. Privacy to data sharing. Free services often mean sharing personal data. 2. Data collection and sharing. What data? Companies collect personal info, behavior patterns, location. How? Techniques include cookies and tracking. Who uses this data? Companies, advertisers, governments. Third-party sharing. Risks of selling or leaking personal info. 3. Government surveillance. Government's role: mass data collection post 9/11. Security versus privacy. Debate on protection versus privacy. Global perspective. Compare privacy laws and practices. 4. Privacy regulations. Major laws: GDPR, CCPA, HIPAA. Right to be forgotten. Emerging privacy rights. Enforcement challenges. Global tech company issues. Privacy laws future. Speculate on evolution. 5. Big tech's role. Big tech's influence. Companies shape privacy norms. Self-regulation. Debate on self-regulation versus oversight. Scandals. Major breaches and their impact. 6. Protecting privacy. Data awareness. Know what data you share. Best practices. Tips for protecting privacy. Passwords, VPNs, etc. Digital literacy. Importance of education on privacy risks. Accountability. Balance individual and corporate responsibility. 7. Future of digital privacy. Technological impact. AI and blockchain's effect on privacy. Public sentiment. Awareness driving future regulations. Convenience versus privacy. Trade-offs in services and ads. Conclusion. Recap main points: data collection, surveillance, regulations, responsibility. Reflect on challenges in a connected world. Encourage safeguarding personal data. With our brainstorming done, let's outline our pieces to give them structure and flow. Returning to our sci-fi story, we need a solid outline. We'll ask GPT-4 to draft a plot structure based on our earlier brainstorming session. Here's a chapter-by-chapter breakdown, including major plot points and character development arcs, all aligned to keep our readers hooked. Outline: Starlight Frontier. Chapter 1: The Call. Setting: Introduce Ezra Wolf, retired space engineer, living in isolation aboard his cargo ship, the Wanderer, in the remote Starlight Frontier. He is making a routine delivery to a mining colony when he receives a cryptic message from his old crew. Major plot points. Ezra's reluctance to return to the life he left behind is clear. His past successes and failures as an engineer are hinted at, creating intrigue around his past. The message comes from Anya Duval, a former colleague now working for a powerful corporation. She informs Ezra of the discovery of the Velian Nexus in Cygna 6, hinting at a catastrophe if the Union government takes control. Conflict is introduced as Ezra initially rejects the call to action, but something in the message, perhaps a personal connection or a clue to the past, pulls him in. Chapter 2: The Frontier Awaits. Setting: Ezra reluctantly heads towards Cygna 6. We get a more detailed introduction to his ship, the Wanderer, its battered state, and his life of isolation. Character development. Ezra's solitude and cynicism come to the forefront. He reflects on his previous role in the development of wormhole technology and why he left. A flashback to his younger days reveals a pivotal event where the prototype wormhole drive malfunctioned, causing deaths he feels responsible for. Major plot points. Ezra makes contact with old crew members and learns of their current lives, revealing how the world has moved on without him. Suspense builds as Ezra detects strange energy signals from the Cygna 6 system, confirming that something significant is out there. Chapter 3: Dangerous Skies. Setting: Ezra approaches Cygna 6, a chaotic region filled with asteroid fields and abandoned spacecraft. He is pursued by corporate mercenaries who also want access to the Velian Nexus. Major plot points. Ezra is forced into a thrilling space chase through the asteroid field, showcasing his piloting skills and ingenuity. He uses the battered Wanderer's advanced cloaking tech, an old relic of his engineering genius, to evade capture. He is contacted by Jax Redman, an old friend and rival, who warns him of the corporate factions vying for control of the Nexus. Jax offers help, but there's tension from a past betrayal. Character development. We learn that Ezra feels he cannot trust anyone, especially after past betrayals from the same corporations and former allies. Ezra's sense of responsibility grows as the stakes become clearer. This isn't just about treasure, it's about preventing catastrophe. Chapter 4: The Ruins of Velia. Setting: Ezra lands on an abandoned Velian outpost on one of Cygna 6's moons, where remnants of ancient alien technology litter the landscape. Major plot points. Ezra and Jax cautiously reunite and begin exploring the Velian ruins, revealing stunning visual descriptions of massive structures, alien symbols, and long-dormant technology. They encounter early warning signs that the Nexus is not what it seems: cryptic alien messages and dangerous traps. Character development. Tension between Ezra and Jax as they reflect on their old partnership. Jax wants profit. Ezra begins to sense that his role might be about saving the future rather than making up for the past. The mystery of the Velian Empire deepens, piquing Ezra's curiosity and setting up the moral dilemma of using or destroying this alien technology. Chapter 5: Nexus Unlocked. Setting: Ezra, Jax, and the crew locate the Velian Nexus, a massive and awe-inspiring structure that radiates an eerie energy. They discover the structure is not just a relic, but a functional gateway to another galaxy. Major plot points. The crew tries to access the Nexus, facing dangerous alien defense systems and surviving an ambush by Union military forces. Ezra makes a shocking discovery. The Nexus is tied to the wormhole network in a fundamental way. Its activation could destabilize the entire system and potentially collapse Union-controlled space travel. Character development. Ezra's leadership comes to the fore as he navigates through impossible challenges. His regret about past decisions contrasts with his growing resolve to stop the Nexus from falling into the wrong hands. Chapter 6: Betrayals and Bonds. Setting: The situation escalates as mercenaries, corporate agents, and Union forces arrive at the Nexus, leading to a tense standoff. Major plot points. A key betrayal by Jax is revealed as he strikes a deal with the corporations, leaving Ezra and a few loyal crew members stranded inside the Nexus. In a thrilling escape sequence, Ezra and his allies uncover the true purpose of the Nexus, a machine capable of controlling not just space but time, giving its user godlike power. Character development. Ezra's relationship with his crew deepens as they bond over survival. Ezra's guilt begins to dissipate as he recognizes the chance for redemption through preventing catastrophic misuse of this alien technology. Chapter 7. The Race to Control. Setting. Ezra races against time to shut down the Nexus before it is fully activated. Major plot points. A multi-faction battle breaks out around the Nexus as each side tries to gain control. Space battles, sabotage, and betrayals push the tension to a breaking point. Ezra confronts Jax in a climactic showdown. Jax, obsessed with power and wealth, tries to activate the Nexus while Ezra fights to prevent it. Character development. Ezra fully accepts his role as protector of the galaxy, even if it means self-sacrifice. His arc comes full circle as he realizes that his life's work, wormhole technology, must be preserved, not exploited. Chapter 8. Sacrifice and Legacy. Setting. As the Nexus spirals out of control, Ezra and his crew devise a plan to destroy it. Major plot points. The final sequences involve Ezra making a personal sacrifice by manually triggering a self-destruct sequence within the Nexus, knowing it will sever his connection to the wormhole network, potentially leaving him stranded forever. In a desperate final moment, Ezra says goodbye to his crew as they escape the collapsing Nexus. He stays behind, ensuring that the structure's dangerous technology is destroyed. Character development. Ezra's ultimate act of sacrifice cements his legacy as not just an engineer but a hero who finally redeems himself for past failures. His character arc ends on a bittersweet note, with a sense of closure and redemption. Epilogue: The Wanderer's Legacy. Setting: months later, the Starlight Union rebuilds and peace returns to the frontier. Ezra's crew carries on his legacy, using the Wanderer as a symbol of hope and exploration. Major plot points. The epilogue hints that Ezra may still be alive, drifting in deep space, leaving room for future adventures. The final reflection emphasizes the lasting impact of his sacrifice, not just on his friends, but on the future of the entire galaxy. Nonfiction focus. For our digital privacy article, let's structure it. We ask ChatGPT-4, create an outline for an article discussing digital privacy in the modern age based on the brainstorm topics. The AI provides a detailed outline with introductions, key points for each section, and a compelling conclusion to wrap up the narrative effectively. Outline for article: Digital Privacy in the Modern Age, Navigating the Complexities of the Connected World. Introduction: 150-200 words. Hook: start with a relevant statistic or event to highlight the urgency of digital privacy concerns. Context: briefly define digital privacy and its growing importance in today's world. Thesis: introduce the key topics: data collection, surveillance, regulations, corporate responsibility, and individual actions. 1. The Evolving Digital Landscape, 150-200 words. Technology's role, how digitalization and smart devices have reshaped privacy expectations. Data as a commodity, how personal information is increasingly traded for convenience in everyday digital interactions. Key points: ubiquity of connected devices and platforms. Growing privacy challenges due to technological advances. 2. The nature of data collection and sharing, 200-250 words. Types of data collected, what personal, behavioral, and biometric data is gathered. How data is used. Companies use data for targeted ads, personalized experiences, and third-party sharing. Risks, the potential for misuse, data breaches, and loss of control over personal information. Key points: data collection practices and risks associated with sharing information. 3. Government surveillance and privacy, 200-250 words. Surveillance versus privacy, how governments balance national security with personal privacy. Global perspective, overview of different approaches to surveillance and privacy across the world. Key points: government surveillance programs and their impact on personal freedoms. Global differences in privacy regulations. 4. Privacy regulations and legal frameworks, 250-300 words. Key privacy laws, overview of GDPR, CCPA, and other significant privacy regulations. Enforcement challenges. How difficult it is to regulate global tech companies and adapt laws to new technologies. Future outlook. How privacy laws might evolve in response to technological advances. Key points. Overview of key privacy laws and their effectiveness. Speculation on the future of privacy regulations. 5. Big Tech and Corporate Responsibility, 250 words. Big Tech's role. How companies like Google and Facebook collect and handle vast amounts of data. Recent scandals. Notable breaches that have exposed privacy weaknesses. Self-regulation versus government oversight. Debate on how to manage corporate responsibility for privacy. Key points. The power and responsibility of big tech in shaping digital privacy standards. 6. Protecting your digital privacy, 300 words. Best practices. Tips for individuals to safeguard their personal information. For example, strong passwords, VPN, limiting permissions. Data awareness. Encouraging individuals to be conscious of what data they are sharing and with whom. Key points. Practical steps for individuals to protect their digital privacy. 7. The future of digital privacy, 200 words. Technological innovations. How AI, blockchain, and other emerging technologies could impact privacy. Public sentiment. Growing demand for stronger privacy protections. Balancing convenience and privacy. The ongoing challenge of balancing privacy with the benefits of digital technology. Key points. Speculation on the future impact of technology and public attitudes on digital privacy. Conclusion, 200 words. Summary, recap key points on the importance of digital privacy and the challenges ahead. Final thought, emphasize that while technology evolves, the need for privacy protections remains critical, urging individuals to take responsibility for their data. You have your ideas and outlines. Now, let's see how ChatGPT-4 assists in researching and writing the drafts. For our sci-fi novel, we need authentic technical descriptions. We ask, explain how a warp drive engine might work in simple terms. ChatGPT-4 provides a scientifically plausible explanation that we can weave into our narrative to add depth and realism. A warp drive engine is a theoretical concept from science fiction that could allow faster-than-light travel by bending or warping space around a spaceship. Here's a simple explanation of how it might work. Space-time. Imagine space as a stretchy fabric called space-time that can be bent or folded. Warp bubble. A warp drive engine would create a bubble around the spaceship. Inside this bubble, the spaceship doesn't actually move faster than light. Instead, the warp drive contracts space in front of the bubble and expands space behind it. Travel. By bending space. By shrinking the distance ahead of the spaceship and stretching space behind it, the spaceship could effectively move across vast distances much faster than light could travel through normal space. Energy. To create this effect, the warp drive would require an enormous amount of energy, possibly from exotic matter or negative energy, which hasn't been discovered yet. So, the ship wouldn't break the speed of light, but instead, it would ride on a wave of warped space, taking shortcuts through the universe. Non-fiction focus. For our article on digital privacy, accurate data is crucial. We ask, summarize recent studies about digital privacy concerns. Here, ChatGPT-4 not only lists recent studies, but also highlights key statistics and findings ready to be included in our article, ensuring it's both informative and up-to-date. Recent studies on digital privacy reflect growing concerns among consumers and businesses alike. Key findings from various reports highlight the following trends. Increased awareness and action. There has been a significant rise in privacy-related requests from consumers, reflecting heightened awareness. From 2021 to 2023, data subject requests, DSRs, which allow individuals to control their data, surged by 246%. Deletion requests are particularly common, comprising over 40% of all DSRs. Consumers are increasingly using tools to protect their data, such as do not sell mechanisms, although businesses often struggle to fully comply with these regulations. Data grail. Distrust in AI and tech companies. Public distrust toward AI and data practices remains prevalent. About 70% of Americans have little confidence in how companies use AI, fearing that personal data will be misused or used in ways they are uncomfortable with. This concern is echoed in broader feelings about digital privacy, where a majority of people express skepticism that their efforts to protect their information will make a meaningful impact. Pew Research Center. Pew Research Center. Privacy as a business priority. While consumers expect businesses to handle data responsibly, businesses are also seeing benefits from investing in privacy. Companies that prioritize privacy can reduce sales delays, avoid data breaches, and build consumer trust. Notably, 94% of businesses surveyed stated that they would lose customers if they failed to protect their data. And Zuzo. Challenges in password and data management. Despite concerns about privacy, many people struggle with managing their own data security. Around 69% of Americans feel overwhelmed by the number of passwords they must manage, and only half opt for secure passwords. This paradox illustrates a gap between privacy awareness and action. Pew Research Center. Growing regulatory landscape. More than one-third of U.S. states have passed comprehensive privacy laws, with more regulations set to come into effect. Support for government regulation of data privacy spans political lines, with a majority of both Republicans and Democrats calling for stricter rules on how companies handle personal data. Pew Research Center. These findings highlight the increasing complexity of digital privacy and the need for both businesses and consumers to navigate evolving privacy landscapes effectively. And that's a wrap. Today, we explored how ChatGPT-4 can transform the way you brainstorm, outline, research, and write. Whether your passion lies in fiction or nonfiction, this AI tool opens up a new realm of possibilities for your creative endeavors. Remember, the key is to experiment and find how best ChatGPT-4 can serve your unique creative process. Happy writing, and see you next time. Be certain to turn in your assignments for this lesson in the Google Classroom.